In front of Lu Fan, the ground had split open, leaving a giant crater. Mud, rocks, and dust were still floating in the air, as if an invisible hand had ripped apart the ground. His eyes widened. For the first time, he felt a jolt in his chest. This power, and is it really that terrifying? Lu Fan realized that if he used the dragon language resonance with this power, the entire city would collapse in an instant. Not a single wall would remain, not a single soul. The smell of flames and ashes still lingered in the air. But then, golden light burst out from the rubble. The light was so bright that it was as if a divine power was awakening, tearing through the darkness. Lu Fan's breathing became faster. He leaped towards it without thinking, as if his heart had told him, something precious is hidden there. As soon as Lu Fan approached the chest opened and many treasures came out. The first was the fierce dragon warrior's will, known as the Golden Dragon King's wrist guard. The second was the skill book, known as the Fierce Dragon Fury. The third was the magic level unfinished scroll. The fourth was the enchantment quality improvement scroll. The fifth was the acquired pet magic scroll. The sixth was the summoning starlight extension school. Lu Fan collected all the weapons and was very surprised and happy. His eyes lit up. There were countless treasures scattered around, celestial gems, magic scrolls, and most of all, glowing dragon eggs. For the first time, a genuine smile appeared on his face. Finally, these are the things I've been looking for. But at the same moment, he was overcome with worry. All his pet enclosures were already full. There was no room left to raise new dragon eggs. And then, as if fate itself had opened up a way, a huge enclosure appeared in front of him. And that too at no cost. As if this reward was already destined for him. Not only that, the magic pet scroll also gave his companion Blade Black a new skill. Lu Fan sighed deeply. Wow, this is really like a legend. He looked at the status window. There were glowing letters. Legendary upgrade possible. This treasure was not just wealth to Lu Fan, it was the key to his next journey. He stood up, set his eyes on the horizon. Then he took off into the sky with all his dragons. The roar of his wings and dragons in the air filled the sky. As he flew, he had only one thought. Now that I have found all this, it's time to go back and find my senior. Everything on the Huang family side was bustling. People were running around with boxes in their hands. Everyone was busy with something. Just then, a man in court pants called out loudly, "Miss Ye!" He ran up to Miss Ye, fell at her feet, and cried in panic. He said, "Even if the main building of the Wang family has collapsed, make sure to check the perimeter. There are 500 to 600 brothers and dozens of resource points. They have to be handled." He introduced himself and put his hand on the outside. "I'm in charge of the outer hall. Help me build a hall quickly." Miss Yi looked him in the eyes and asked cautiously, "Can I trust you?" Hearing this, the man said firmly, "Don't worry, the Huang family has collapsed. I can't be buried with them. I swear to you that I will be loyal to you with all my might and will not betray my family." At that moment, footsteps echoed. A cold voice interrupted. "Remember what you said." Turning around, it was Lu Fan. He stood beside him and said emotionally, "If you dare betray your family, I will punish you worse than death." There was something in the movement of that voice that made the man flinch. It felt familiar, and panic rose in his eyes. Just then, Miss Ye saw Lu Fan and her face flashed with joy. "Hey, Lu Fan, you're back!" She ran up to him. The man's eyes suddenly froze and he stepped back, whispering, "Hey, Dragon Tamer." Long's elder sister walked over and looked at Lu Fan. Lu Fan said in a calm voice, "This person is not a professional warrior. He is familiar with the Wang family and can't make a fuss. Now that the family is small and the workload is heavy, Lu Fan's opinion was to put him to work." The elder sister nodded her head slowly in agreement. "I was thinking the same thing." The man tried to show genuine happiness on his face as he heard Lu Fan's words. He proudly raised 3 fingers and knelt down and said, "Don't worry. From now on, your words are my command. You say go east, I will never go west. You say jump into the sea, I will not even step into the river." Lu Fan only raised his eyes at his flattery but didn't slap him. The coldness of his words only made him tremble. The deaf man still said with firmness in his voice, "In 3 days I will gather all the resources of the Huang family. You see the result. Now let me go." He stumbled away, repeating the same words over and over again as he left. "Yes, I will do exactly that." Miss Ye looked at his back and sighed with joy, then turned to Lu Fan and said, "Is the Long family's matter settled now?" Lu Fan thought for a moment and then said in a simple voice, "Yeah, there's nothing left now. Whatever was there is gone. Big Sister called Lu Fan behind her. I have something to show you, she said. After a few steps, they stopped in a room. Big Sister opened a bundle of documents and spread them out on the table. Lu Fan glanced at the papers and after a moment smiled and asked, Hey, are you thinking of handing over these three companies to me? Big Sister made a serious face and replied, I've already thought about it. If you really win, I'll gather the resources of these three companies and hand them over to you. Lu Fan said in a low voice, disapproving, I understand your intention, but I have no interest in business. I'm here to help you, not take advantage of you. Big Sister took a deep breath and said, Okay, I'll take care of them. You can collect them later if you need them. Lu Fan said kindly, So this is the gift you were talking about. Big Sister looked at him with loving eyes, a slight blush on her cheeks. Lu Fan was also momentarily uncomfortable. Big Sister then said with a mischievous smile, Do you think I will give myself to you? Lu Fan replied politely, No, I don't think so. Big Sister then dug deep into the documents and pulled out some more papers and said, And these are some secrets and additional resources? Look, what do you need now? Lu Fan read the papers carefully and said to himself, This seems to be the greatest treasure. Then he said in a firm voice, Senior, listen to me carefully. I have to go there now. Big Sister looked at him in surprise. There? She asked. Lu Fan replied with a stoic tone, The Flying Immortal Temple near King Guanzan. Big Sister's face became serious. After a moment of silence, she said, Getting there won't be easy. Security is tight and the royal defense is strong. But if you want to go, I'll get you ready. The name of that place was the Flying Immortal Temple. Lu Fan and Big Sister were flying forward, cutting through the air. The place was called the Flying Immortal Temple. Lu Fan and Big Sister flew forward, tearing through the air. On the way, Big Sister said in a serious tone, You should think again. This secret area only opens once per person, and only people above 40 and above 90 levels can enter it. It's impossible for me to go there again now. Lu Fan replied calmly, More such secret areas will appear in the future. But right now, this is my destination. Since we've already agreed, there's no point in delaying. To be honest, these thoughts have even robbed me of sleep, but I don't care about sleep. Big Sister didn't reply, just flew forward. In the distance, the members of the Long Wang family were standing in a row and bowing down. Their faces were filled with both respect and fear. Big Sister looked at him and said in a cold voice, As long as you are loyal to this family in the future, you will not be wronged. But if you even think about betrayal, then death will be your fate. Lu Fan and Big Sister walked slowly forward. Soon a huge gate appeared in front of them. Big Sister stopped. Her voice was serious. I can only accompany you up to this point. Since I have entered that area, I cannot enter again. I will wait for you outside. Lu Fan looked back at her and smiled lightly. Okay, wait for me then. With that, he walked inside the gate without hesitation. As soon as Lu Fan walked in, an ice sculpture suddenly appeared in front of him. The scenery around was unique and mysterious, as if an ancient world was hidden under layers of snow. At that moment, his status window flashed and reported, You have arrived at the treasure map location. Lu Fan observed carefully. The cool breeze filled his heart with curiosity. He smiled softly. Looks like I'll find another egg here.